Most difficult questions on algebraic expression. Here we'll have 10 x squared y all over xy squared is equal to 5y. So at this very point, I want to distribute the numerator on the left hand side of the equation such that I'll have 10x squared y all over xy squared equal to 5y. So we are asked to solve for y in terms of x, which means we want to make y square root of formula. So at this very point, we can divide here. So we are left with 10x over y is equal to 5y. So let me explain this. You have 10xx because it's squared, and then y all over xyy because y is as well squared here. This y can cancel out this x can cancel out this, so that you are left with 10x over y, and that is exactly what we have here. So at this very point, you can cross multiply. So cross multiplying, I can just make this over 1 because whenever 1 is the denominator of a fraction, you just same as the numerator. So 10x multiplied by 1 is equal to y multiplied by 5y. So here is 10x is equal to 5y squared. So at this very point, we have to divide both sides by the coefficient of the variable, which is y, and that's 5. We have to divide both sides. So 10x over 5 is equal to 5y squared over 5. 5 here is 1, 5 here is 2. Then the 5's cancel out. Let's continue from here. So we are left with 2x is equal to y squared, and we are asked to solve for y. So what do? Because we have a square, we have to take square root of both sides. Okay, so we have 2x, square root of 2x equal to square root of y squared. So at the final, we have 2x is equal to y. So therefore, y is equal to, and that is in alignment with option B. We can pause the lesson, go back and rewatch. Okay, so here we have 8x squared minus 4y squared plus x squared is equal to 0. Okay, so what is the value of x in terms of y? We're meant to solve for x, that's making x square root of formula, that's our focus. So but now we know that this and this are like terms, so we can combine them. So it's just like having 8x squared plus 1x squared. So doing that, we can have 9x squared. I just combine the like terms, then minus 4y squared is equal to 0. I can take this to the other side, so that I have 9x squared is equal to 4y squared. So because it's crossing the equality sign, it becomes positive. At this very point, we can divide both sides by 9 so that x squared can stand alone. So we have, dividing both sides by 9, the 9 is here will cancel out, so I have x squared is equal to 4y squared over 9. Now because we still have a squared here, we can take the square root of both sides. So x squared, square root of x squared, and then square root of 4y squared over 9. So x stands alone here. So here square root of 4 is 2, and square root of y squared is just y all over square root of 9 is 3. So we have 2y over 3. So let's check. That's consistent with option A. So for the next question, we have 4g squared minus 1 is equal to 16h squared minus 1. Okay, and we are meant to solve for g, which means making g sort of formula. So what we have to do is to look for a way to isolate g. So to isolate g, I want g to stand alone. Therefore, I want to remove everything around g. So first, I can add 1 to both sides and make sure that I just have 4g squared, that's the coefficient, and this variable. So removing this constant here, I will take it to this other end of the equation. Taking it to the left hand side, I have 4g squared is equal to 16h squared minus 1 plus 1, because this is coming here, and minus 1 plus 1 is 0. So 4g squared is equal to 16h squared. So I want to divide both sides by the coefficient of g, which is 4. So dividing both sides by 4, the 4's will cancel out here, and g squared standing alone becomes 4h squared. Then the next step is also to take the square root. So whenever you have squared, you just simply take the square root of both sides. So taking the square root of 4h squared here, g stands alone to become 2h So, and that's consistent with what. For the next question, we have, okay, I want to multiply straight. So multiplying this, here I have a times 3a is 3a squared, because a times a gives you squared. They are not adding. But if it's like a plus a, that's going to be 2a. But because they are multiplying, a times a is a squared. So minus, I want to open up this bracket. So distributing, I have to distribute b to this and also distribute b to this. So minus b times 4 is minus 4b. Yeah, and then minus b times a is minus ab, equal to negative a squared. So I'm distributing the negative and then negative ab. So what is the value of b in terms of a? So we are solving for b. We want to make b circle formula. So at this very point, we need to isolate b. So because I have minus ab here and also have ab here, so I want to unite the ab. So I have 3a squared minus 4b is equal to minus a squared minus ab plus ab. Because this is negative, crossing over becomes positive, crossing the equality sign. So this can cancel out. So I now have 3a squared minus 4b is equal to negative a squared. Right? Okay, I can swear this is, since I have a squared here and a squared, these are like terms. So this and this are like terms. So combining them, I have 3a squared plus a squared is equal to 4b. So what I simply did was that I moved this to the right hand side, and then I moved this one. So let me write it right hand side, and I move this to the left hand side, LHS, so to the left hand side. So from here, since they are same terms, they are like terms, so we can add 3 plus 1 is 4a squared is equal to 4b. Divide both sides by 4, or is the coefficient of a squared and also b squared. We can cancel out, so that we'll have a squared is equal to b. So you can see that solving for b gives a squared, and that is consistent with option D. For the next question, fg plus 2f minus g is equal to 2. So I want to distribute this negative, so distributing minus f minus g. So let's check out for things that are common here. G and g is common here, then f and f is common here. So fg plus 2f, so this minus f coming here becomes plus f is equal to minus g plus g. But remember to add this positive 2, so plus 2. I don't know if this is confusing you, but we had a positive 2 here before we have these other values. So no, it's actually exactly the same, because we have a positive 2 here and also have a positive 2 here. So from this very point, you have fg, 2f plus 1f is 3f is equal to minus plus g goes, and then you're left with 2. So that same 2 is a positive 2. Okay, I don't want you to be confused about what happened here, because we had 2, yes, was a positive 2, and also we have a positive 2 here. So 2 was not misplaced at any point. Okay, so we are solving for g. We want to make g the sort of formula. So this is our focus, g. So because of that, we can collect like them. So fg is equal to 2 minus 3f, and then g standing alone becomes dividing through by f, so f, so that g can stand alone. So g is equal to 2 minus 3f over f. Okay, and that aligns with option E. Now this can be complex at times, because you have to, will I say, tie, untie at some point, or the whole process remains the same, nothing changes. Or bracket x over y plus 1 is equal to 10. So I want to distribute, using this value to distribute to every of the value inside the bracket, to have 4x over y plus 4, because 4 times 1 is 4, is equal to 10. So you see that the value 4 and 10 are like terms, because they don't have variables, and obviously they are numeric values. So because of that, we can have 4x over y is equal to 10 minus 4. 10 minus 4 is 6. So 4x over y is equal to 6. We can cross multiply at this point. So continue from this very point. So cross multiplying, we'll have 4x is equal to y multiplied by 6. So we can have 4x is equal to 6y. And remember, we are solving for y, which means we want to make y sort of formula. Dividing both sides by the coefficient of y, which is 6, we can have 6 cancel out here. We can have 4x over 6 is equal to y. So let's see if that is now option, because we've gotten the value of y. So go through our option, we can find it. We can cancel that. 2 here is 2, 2 divided by 4 is 2, and 2 here is 3. So we are left with 2 over 3x is equal to y. So let's check that. 2 over 3x, so that is option D. Okay, so we have this 7a plus 20b is equal to 28 minus b. So we have some like terms here. B are like terms, so we can have 7a plus 20b plus b, taking this over, is equal to 28. So 7a plus 21b, so 28 plus 1b is 21, equal to 28. So before we solve for that, I want you to observe 7, 21 and 28. They have a common term that can divide through, which is 7. So dividing through by 7, this becomes a plus 3b is equal to 4. I just divided every of this term by 7. So 7 divided by 7 is 1. That's how I have 1a. Divide 7 here, we'll have 3. That's how I have 3b. And divide 7 here, we'll have 4. Okay, so at this very point, we are solving for a. We want to make a standalone. So for a to standalone, we just have to subtract 3b from both sides, or collect like terms, moving 3b to the other side, which is the right hand side of the equation. So from here we have 4 minus 3b. A stands alone to give us a is equal to 4 minus 3b. That's option A. Okay, so for the next question, we'll have 3 over 2g is equal to 9h minus 15. We're meant to make g standalone, right? So here we can divide both sides by 3 over 2. Obviously we have 3 over 2g times 2 over 3 is equal to 9h plus 15 times 2 over 3. So 2 cancel 2, 3 cancel 3, so this will stand alone. G is alone here. Then we distribute 2 here, so this becomes 18h minus 30 over 3. So G is equal to using 3 to divide, this becomes 6h minus 10. This here is 1, this here is 6, and 3 here again is 1, and 3 into 30 is 10. So 6h minus 10. So the right option is option C, since we want to make G standalone. So question 11, x is 2 and y is 3, so y equal to 3. So what we have to do is we have to substitute, plug in this value. So we have 6, 2 raised to the power 2 all over 2 bracket, y is 3 raised to the power 2 plus 4 brackets, x is 2 all over 3 brackets, y is 3. So we can see the values here. Then 2 raised to the power 2 is 4, so 6 multiplied by 4 all over 2 multiplied by 9. Okay, so I want to talk about this a little bit. If I have something like 2.4, this is 2.4, but if it's at the middle, is multiplication and a little bit thicker, or I can just use a dot, but at the middle means multiplication, but below like 1.6. okay, let me say this is 1 times 6, but 1.6 is usually just below here. But whatever the case, the context in use also matters. So this is this is not a decimal, I'm multiplying. So from here we can have 4 times 2 is 8, and 2 times 3 is 9. 6 times 4 is 24. 24 over 18 plus over 9 plus 8 over 9. So continue from this point. This is just addition of fractions, and we have to work with the LCM or LCD, lowest common denominator. And to do that, we have to make sure the both denominators are same. The LCD here or LCM here is 18, and we'll have to make both fractions look like that. So I'll have 24 over 18 plus 8 over 9 multiplied by 2 over 2. Please, if you don't understand this, you can let me know so I can make a video on LCM or LCD, so that I know how I can simplify this, or check out for the lesson on addition of fractions. So right here I have 24 over 18 plus 16 over 18. Now you can add comfortably. So at this very point you have 40 over 18. So at this very point you can cancel out 2 here is 20, 2 here is 9, so 20 over 9. That's option C. C is 1 when C is 1 and D is equal to 4. So let's see. C is 1 from here and D is 4, and all squared all over. C is 1 plus D is 4. So I just substituted from here. We know that 1 times 4 is 4, all squared all over. Okay, D is 4, sorry, D is 4, so 1 plus 4 is 5, so 4 squared is 16, 16 over 5. That's option A. Have A is equal to 1 and B is equal to -1. So to simplify this, AB simply means 1 bracket minus 1, then plus A is 1 over B is minus 1 plus A squared is 1 squared minus bracket minus 1 all squared. So minus 1 times minus 1 is minus 1, and here since we have a positive negative dividing is a negative multiplied by the 16 -1, then plus 1 squared is still 1, then -1 squared is +1, but with this negative again it still becomes -1. So I want to combine all the negative terms, so -1 -1 -1 plus 1. So this is -3 plus 1. -3 plus 1 is -2, and that's consistent with option C. So when A is equal to -3, let's simplify this expression. So we have 4 bracket 3 all squared, then 3b cubed plus 3 minus b cubed. So 3 squared is 9, so 4 bracket 9 bracket 3b cubed plus 3 minus b cubed. So at this point 4 times 9 is 36, bracket 3b cubed plus 3 minus b cubed. So 36 times 3 is 108. Yeah, 108 b cubed plus 36 times 3 is also 108, then minus b cubed. So you can clearly see that b cubed and 108 b cubed are like terms, so let's combine them. So this becomes 108 b cubed minus b cubed, that becomes 107 b cubed plus 108. So once you do that, 107 b cubed plus 108. So let's see if I can see that 107 b cubed plus 108 exactly. So option C. And we've come to the end of this. Please check out the previous lessons, and if you had any challenge, you can pause and go back and review it again. So thank you so much for joining, and do have a nice time.